Hey, what's up, Exiles? Today I'm going to be talking about the Catarina Rush strategy I've been doing in Phrecia League. This strategy revolves around farming Veiled Orbs and, to a slightly lesser extent, Screaming Invitations. At time of recording, Veiled Orbs are worth around 14 Divines, and Screaming Invitations can be sold for around 1.5 Divines in bulk. One of the nice things about this strategy is that since we're only farming for a couple things, liquidating the loot is quick and easy. Additionally, thanks to the way we have everything set up, you do not need any prior Syndicate knowledge to do this strategy. Everything you need to know will be explained in this video. Anyways, before we talk about that, let's go over the setup. Alrighty, so for the setup, let's start with the Scarabs. We're only going to need two, the first being the Betrayal Scarab of Intelligence, which gives us 150% increased intelligence gained in our maps, and the second is the Standard Betrayal Scarab. Important to note that we're not going to be using this one on all of our maps, and I'll talk about when we are going to use them later in the video. For our idols, the only mandatory stat is this one, which gives us intelligence for a random safe house every time we finish a map. In total, we're going to need at least 40 across all of our idols. That way, when we combine this mod with the Betrayal Scarab of Intelligence, we'll get 100 intelligence for a random safe house every time we finish a map. Since we're just going to be killing the boss and leaving in most maps, I also have a 100% chance for double progress towards the Eater of Worlds across the rest of my idols, and the rest of the idol sets don't really matter. However, one thing you don't want is June chance. If June regularly shows up on your maps, it can mess with how the safe houses get unlocked, so I just say make sure you have 0 June chance so you don't have to worry about that. Anyways, that's it for the setup. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the betrayal mechanic. Alright, so now I'm going to briefly talk about the betrayal mechanic and then how the strategy is actually going to work. In order to drop the Veiled Orbs, we're going to need to kill Catarina. In order to unlock the Catarina fight, we need 100 Mastermind Intelligence, which is gained from interrogating the leaders of these safe houses. These safe houses require intelligence as well, as you can see by these bars. Normally you would have to do the betrayal mechanics in maps in order to gain intelligence for them, but thanks to the setup I talked about before, all we need to do to unlock one is complete a map. Anyways, that's about all the betrayal knowledge you need to do this strategy, so now I'll talk about how the maps are actually going to be run. So to kick off the strategy, all we're going to do is run maps until we have 3 of these safe houses unlocked. When they're unlocked, they're going to have a safe house button like this, and it'll say information about safe house. Oops, location 100%. Now, just bear in mind that having a safe house unlocked like this does not block it from being selected again, so it can take more than 3 maps to complete this step. I find it generally takes anywhere from 3 to 5 on average. Anyways, after we unlock the 3 safe houses, all we're going to do is just run them back to back to back. And after we're done with those, all we need to do is open a map with the Betrayal Scarab and complete the Betrayal encounters. It's important that we do the Betrayal encounters before we kill the map boss. Now, once that's done, you'll have another safe house already unlocked because of the map clear. You're just going to run it, and after that, do the same thing we did before. Open map with Betrayal Scarab, complete encounters, kill map boss. After that, your board should look something like mine currently is. Catarina will be ready, and you already have 1 safe house unlocked for your next run. And that's basically it. If anything was hard to follow, don't worry. I'll also be including a demonstration so that you can see how everything works in practice. Alright, now I'm going to demonstrate how the strategy actually works. So like I said, all we're going to do is we're going to run maps until we unlock 3 of the safe houses. Now, since we completed 2 maps, we're just going to check real quick if we got lucky and already got it. Since we did here, we're just going to run the safe houses right away. Alright, like I said before, now that we're done with those, our next map, we're just going to put in a Betrayal Scarab, and we're going to do all the Betrayal encounters before we kill the boss. Okay, so this is where people usually get intimidated by the Betrayal mechanic. Making the optimal choices can be worrying to people who are just starting out with it, but for the purposes of this strategy, all you need to do is just always choose the option on the right. Alright, now that that's done, we'll unlock another safe house. We're just going to run it right away. And now that we finished that, we're going to run our last map here with the Betrayal Scarab. And again, just do all the Betrayal encounters first and kill the madness. If you did everything correctly, your board should look something like this. Catarina should be ready, and you should have one safe house already unlocked, ready for your next run. Alright, and that's it for the strategy. I did my best to include all the information that was needed for the strat, but it's possible that I may have forgotten to cover some things. If you have any questions about the strategy, feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. With that, thank you for watching the video, and have a great rest of your day.